years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500. Finally. Third-generation star Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
He's going to do it. He's going to win the race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
You are the 2014 Sprint Cup champion.
The 24-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, is about to join his father, Awesome Bill, in elite company. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Ah! Ring that sign, boys! Yeah!
And the 1991 winner of the Daytona 500 is Ernie Irvan, the Morgan McClure Chevrolet.
The Morgan McClure Chevrolet, honk.
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 What's up, man?
Clean Air Show.
It's been a long time.
Here we are.
Yeah.
AJ, Mr. Excitement. I guess Mr. Excitement's over here. Zach's here. Old Zach. If you follow me on Twitter, Facebook, all that, you've probably seen the pictures of all the races we go to, and in town to be the best man at my wedding this Saturday.
Sir.
Phil will be there.
I'll be there.
Old Charles over here sitting on the corner. He'll be there. We're going to have a good old party this weekend, but fucking A, do we have some shit to talk about today.
Lots of stuff.
I mean, the biggest news, I think, all off season came
Cody
out of
Ware
nowhere.
full time.
Fuck off. Cody Ware full time. If there is anybody I'd rather not see in a car, it's Cody Ware.
Sorry.
Yo, you're good, man. You're going all 0 dark 30 over there tonight. Yeah, nothing to that, Phil? Nothing to add?
Nope. Bravo 6 going dark.
Bravo 6. Going what we discussed off air on how Zach knows you, I know a solution to your problem over there.
Pit lights, dude.
Pit lights. So yeah, man, what you been up to?
Nothing, man. Hanging out, watching some football, doing a little fishing. That's about it.
Big Dolphins fan, huh?
Who?
Who?
They're still playing?
No. I don't even think they were playing when they were playing.
No. I mean, they were. Tua he didn't know where he was. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, when your brain scrambled eggs, it kind of happens.
Yeah.
Shit, man. You want to just go like right into this? This fucking. I guess I got to pull up the actual update for it because I'll butcher it. I'll butcher it if I'm not reading right off of a screen.
You might butcher it even if you are reading it.
Fucking A. Where's NASCAR on NBC? See, I thought I was prepared. I'm not prepared.
So I can't have nice shit, dude.
Okay. Here we are. All right. So the official announcement today is Junior Motorsports to make NASCAR Cup Series debut with Justin Allgaier and a partnership with 10-time Grammy winner Chris Stapleton. Totally out of left field news.
I did not expect it whatsoever.
I didn't either because the way Junior kept talking on his podcast for the last several months, years, it's just too much to run in Cup. And now here we are fielding the 500 entry, which I think is going to be foreshadowing of things to come.
I like the choice of driver.
I do too. I think Lil Gator needs that opportunity and a quality ride. I've said it. Tate called me earlier. Whole Tank called me earlier, and he was asking me about it. And I said, "I tell you what they need to do: get the 2 Uris back into that shop. That car will win the Daytona 500."
I'm damn sure that's a Hendrick car, 100%.
Oh, no doubt. What I'm curious about is how they made it past that loophole.
Which one?
The one where you can only field 4 cars. Hendrick is a part owner in Junior Motorsports. It would technically be his 5th owned car he's got there.
I mean, if it's listed as Kelly is the owner, though, and not Like if it's actually fielded under Junior Motorsports and they're just getting equipment from Hendrick.
Well, I wonder if Jayski's got like an ongoing entry list here.
I have that one I sent you earlier.
I know you've got the one you sent me, but I'm wondering if they've got they don't have an actual entry list up, the official entry list. Because I'll be curious, like you're saying, to see who the owner is on that car come February. Maybe they'll say Chris Stapleton owns it. I was telling Zach when we were on our way back home that I think they should have him do the national anthem at the 500. She's already there. You did a phenomenal job at the Super Bowl one.
I think we've talked about it before. I think Pitbull. I think the Trackhouse thing has brought a lot more light to a lot of these guys who own their own like whiskeys and companies like that. That NASCAR is an easy way to get it out there and launch it. And what better way to do it than put Dale Jr.'s name on it?
No, for sure. Redneck Jesus. That's what I've always said about him.
Him and Pollard, dude.
Bubba Pollard is like local short track Jesus.
But what else? What else we got? There's a lot of cool stuff that we haven't talked about.
Slew of things, and like Zach was telling me, he wants to hear all this new stuff. I'm just going to read right off the Jeff Gluck thread. So if it feels like I'm reading directly from his stuff, I am. There's like a whole bunch of changes that went into effect on Friday. Yeah. The damaged vehicle policy is getting an overhaul. No more DVP clock, at least in terms of eliminating a car from the race. Cars now go back to the garage to fix crash damage and then return to the race. If they're on pit road, they can work until the 7-minute clock is exceeded, but then need to go to the garage. There is no clock in the garage. And if you can't drive back, flat tires rule, it gets towed to the garage, period. But again, that does not mean out of the race anymore. Thank God, because all these guys who have flat tires who can't drive back should not be towed to the garage. And or you don't have the incident you had at, what was it, Kansas or Vegas? Which one was it where... no, it was Dega, wasn't it? Chase blew a tire, and they towed him back to pit road, and then it happened to Logano, and Logano had to go to the garage. Or Bell had to go to the garage.
Yeah.
It was one of those two. So you've now eliminated that completely. There is a transparency here, which is fantastic. Anything else to add to that?
I mean, I've always said all along it shouldn't be there. I mean, if you can get your car fixed and be at somewhat of a safe pace and not in the way, who cares?
No, dude. And it's so funny that the last show wasn't it the last show we were talking about the Mark Martin 6 car that was just duct tape number back on it, no front clip, no hood on it.
Like plain steel down the side of it for a door and white duct tape number.
Dude, and what's going to be ironic or funny about it is, are they going to say that you have to have those parts back on the car before they go back out?
I mean, I know you have to have a deck lid.
But you do have to have a deck lid.
Other than that.
But that was the case when Earnhardt flipped at Daytona in, what was it, 94, 95? 97. Remember they wouldn't let him back on track till they secured the deck lid? That's always been a rule. Tate's getting pissed off that we're live, so he can't come over here and drink. He's not going to the wedding, though.
Dude, it's Wednesday.
Hey, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, anything that ends in Y, I'll have a drink.
You sound like the Billy Bob Thornton's character in Landman when he's like, it's Friday somewhere.
I have Friday 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, but it's not like you're on vacation or nothing. I mean,
hey, I'm off the rest of the week. The man next to me decided that it'd be good for him to park his truck in the lot across the street and then sit on my Ring camera and just drink beer till I got home. So anytime a movement happened, I'm getting the alert that there's motion at my garage, and I'm looking like, you motherfucker.
Weather was perfect.
Weather was perfect. further on these changes. Playoff waiver policy is changed. Thank God. And this could be a biggie. If a driver needs a waiver for a non-medical reason, Larson getting the Coke 600 waiver, they lose all of their playoff points for the entire season. All of their playoff points they already had and any that they might have. So Larson would have started the playoffs with 0 last year.
I kind of like that, though.
I do too.
I mean, you're making that choice to not be there. It's not, like birth of a child or family death or something like that.
Tony Stewart said it best when he ran the double in 2000, the second time he did it. They were leading the race and a rain delay happened, and he told them, I'm not leaving here with a chance to win the race I've wanted to win my entire life. I'll risk not going to Charlotte to win the Coke 600. Like, yeah, I want to win that too. But, like, there is no bigger race in the Indy 500 for him to win. So you got to make that decision. It's a tough decision, but you got to make it. And you can't tell me the sponsor is going to be pissed because it's the same sponsor in the Indy 500 as it is the Coke 600. So can't get too mad at him.
No, and I mean, I think you're going to see a lot more guys start doing that. There's a lot more interest in the double. I know Trackhouse is talking about possibly fielding their own entry.
What, an Indy?
Uh-huh.
Well, there's some cars that outperform.
I mean, Rick Ware Racing.
And believe it or not, like the Rick Ware cars actually do have well in IndyCar. Well, they should just move all the funding to there and leave NASCAR.
And an HRA and Supercross and
God, they're in every form of motorsport, aren't they?
Oh, dude, they're in everything.
But Trackhouse is starting to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're in what dirt bikes now.
Supercross. They got
the rally shit too, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
plus they've got their own go-kart track in Mooresville.
No way.
Yeah.
Where?
Literally, like, right down the road from everything.
Is it like a full-fledged go-kart track, or is it like a backyard deal?
No. Trackhouse Motorplex. Look it up.
Trackhouse Motorplex.
It used to be called GoPro Motorplex. And then...
Son of a bitch. Look at that thing.
A bunch of them owned it. Like Marks was already an owner with GoPro and all that, and then they did this. Dude, they encourage bump drafting.
Can they bring this to iRacing?
Oh my god, bro!
I'd run the shit out of this.
That is the best go-kart track I've ever run at. And you go there on like a race weekend or something, and it's NASCAR guys. Like when all the World of Outlaws stuff's there, it's all the dirt guys. I wrecked Mike Wallace's son there one time.
Hey, we got some Mike Wallace stuff to talk about today, too. Thanks for bringing that one up.
I went there. Oh, dude, this was probably just before my accident. So probably just over 10 years ago, we went up for a week and we were hanging out with Josh Williams and Ross and all them. And we were at the go-kart track with them, and Mike Wallace's kid was driving like a tool, so I sent him off into the fucking barriers in the corner. And he was all mad at me, and Josh and Ross and all them were just laughing. That's funny.
I'm watching videos of this now, man.
Oh, dude, it's Haley Deegan and like Larson and all those guys, they have garages there for their carts, and they keep their personal carts there, and they just go run.
Oh, that is wild.
Yeah.
I'm watching, funny enough, actual like GoPro footage of it.
Okay, so on this entry list, AJ, the one I sent you earlier, it is listed as Junior Motorsports.
Yes, but if you ever look at, I think it's the one that gets posted on J-Ski, which is like the official one that gets released.
Yeah.
It'll say car owner. And then it'll list it out because, like, Jeff Gordon's listed as owner of the 24. So I wonder who they're going to have for owner next to that car.
Kelly.
It would probably be Kelly, because Kelly actually has she's technical owner of it, right?
Yeah.
She's always been good at that. Oh, Tate asked a question. I was looking at other things. Does Larson get one for the 600 next season at the same? No, that's what that means. That means he does not get a waiver. They're telling you right now, like, you are not getting a waiver if that happens. If it's anything
you
other
start
than
at
medical,
0 points, you start nowhere.
And there was something I thought about suspension. Oh yeah. It also includes suspensions as reasons you would lose all of your playoff points. Better not rear hook someone. There is no longer an excused absent. Make the playoffs. Language has changed from takes action with the intent to artificially alter the finishing positions of a race, Martinsville, to attempts to manipulate the outcome. So more defined in terms of manipulation, it seems. This is the rule change that gets me kind of it's a tricky slope, and it's already been implemented once. There's now something called an open exemption provisional. A well-known driver who is a significant contributor from another series, NASCAR drivers are not eligible, now automatically will make a cup race. So Elio is already in the Daytona 500. And there's a little more to that. There's more. There wouldn't just be a provisional like a past champions provisional where it's a spot in the 40-car field. It's an extra spot. So let's say Helio Castroneves doesn't make the race on speed and he doesn't win his dual race. He's just now a 41st car. But nobody else can be a 41st car. It's only the person who has this exemption.
Which I don't agree with.
I don't agree with that either. Because you're going to tell me that a guy, just because he races in another series and he's well known in another series, gets to automatically make the race. But a guy who's essentially struggling to make it in the sport, or has a bad weekend, is in a slower car, that team alone doesn't get to make it, even though they're attempting to qualify every week.
With all due respect, Justin Allgaier for Junior Motorsport is not locked into the show.
Right. I think that car is going to make it in on speed, though.
I don't see that being an issue. But like right now, there's 40. What would we say? 47 cars, I think, on the entry list, like unofficially.
Was there a number on that? 1, 2. Well, I mean, these are just car numbers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 48 currently on the entry list.
Unofficially. That's not an official entry.
Yeah, unofficially. There's a couple TBAs in here.
Well, MBM Motorsports, now that Mike Wallace isn't running, I don't think they're coming.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be one that happens.
They made a post about, look forward to what we have coming up in ARCA, but nothing about their cup ride for that.
Well, yeah, because they lost all their sponsorship with that, too.
Yeah, but then you've got Team Amerivet, the 50. I'm sure they'll be there. They're normally for the 500.
Alfredo was just announced for the Beard Ride, which wasn't shocking. I think he did their races for him last year, too.
Truex is on here.
Yeah, Truex is in the 56, right?
Yep.
And no one knows who that car is. That car being fielded by what? Tricon?
That's what I've heard. Is it's a Tricon car.
That'll be interesting.
That's probably just another way to put Gibbs in put him in a Gibbs car and have a different name on it, or a 2311 car. And
I'm automatically no longer excited for the 500 because I see JJ Yaley's listed in the 44 for NY Racing. And if anybody knows the history of JJ Yaley in the 44 for NY Racing, I invite you to watch this past year's Coke Zero 400, in which the entire pack would go across, and about 45 seconds later, JJ Yaley would be going across.
It was the same at
It's
Bristol, wasn't it?
No, that was the Arby's. Who was in the Arby's car? for that race. Oh, who was in that Arby's car, Phil, for Bristol?
Chad Fincham, I think, wasn't it?
No.
Wasn't it an MBM Motorsports car?
I'm going to look up Arby's Bristol and it's bringing me up to locations. Oh, man, this is going to piss me off. It was Josh Balicki, MBM Motorsports number 66.
Yeah.
Ran his own damn race the entire time.
I got some good memory, dude.
Dude, that was a pain to watch for him.
Dude, MBM Motorsports, like that's the thing. Like, I feel bad for Mike Wallace, but at the same time, they're not gonna do anything.
Mike Wallace doesn't have like this big illustrious career in NASCAR.
He won some races in the Busch Series back in the day. He won some ARCA races, but that was it.
But like
truck, he was decent in trucks when he ran trucks, but that's
this is a blessing for him to not race this. And I understand all the sentimentals that he wanted out of it, and that's that. I get that, but he get killed in that car. You're gonna LePage the field doing that shit.
The car's like 3 seconds off in the draft.
That car wouldn't have made it in on speed.
But what's crazy though, like you think about it, all the other cars that are racing to get their way in are decent cars.
I tell you what, you gotta be looking out for that 78 come Daytona.
Well, BJ McLeod.
Old BJ McLeod.
Get him hooked up with Denny, dude. That's all it takes. Those two hooked up, it's all over.
I love when I get to watch BJ McLeod turn into a rocket ship and just go to the front at Daytona or Talladega. It's awesome, dude, every time.
And he's such a cool guy. Like, he's such a cool dude to talk to.
He's from the area too, isn't he?
Wachula, over by Arcadia.
Arcadia. Someone's at your door.
I don't even know where my phone is, dude.
Someone get a late night Taco Bell hankering over there?
No, it's my daughter coming home from work.
Did she bring home Taco Bell for you?
I wish, dude.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
Taco Bell does sound pretty damn good right about now. So we got the Clash coming up. Dude, we start going back on a regular basis coming up here in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Feels like a short off season.
It really does.
Could have been because we were in Homestead, which is like that perfect tweener race between that and Daytona. Like it was very close together to the end of the season and then the start of this season. But it's been a crazy off season in the sense that there's been news every week to go over.
And I don't think we're done yet.
No, there's some stuff I've heard coming down the pipeline.
There's still some rides that are unannounced that I've heard that are.
Is it still Alex Bowman in the 48? I mean, we still got 2311 stuff to talk about here.
Oh, dude, 2311, Riley Herbst coming out in the third car for them. There's one thing we'll know. We'll talk about.
There's one thing we'll know is that car won't win a race all season.
Honestly, I think he's gonna do better than everybody thinks he's gonna do.
I'm not a Riley guy, man. I don't.
I'm not either. But he kind of impressed me at the end of the stuff with the Roush Xfinity car that normally don't run worth a shit.
Well, he didn't wreck for once.
Well, Stewart, not Stewart car, but
there's more changes too that we haven't gotten to yet. We knew hang on, sorry, putting it in. We knew manufacturer penalties were likely to be implemented after Martinsville last fall. Here they are now. If a manufacturer is found to have violation of the testing policy, wind tunnel policy, team rosters, or code of conduct, they could lose manufacturer's points. And or loss of wind tunnel hours or RCFD runs and or member ejection and or suspension. It used to be that if you got suspended, it takes effect right away, which I don't know. If you ask me, that's how it should be. Now, if it's for a technical violation like a crew chief, that can be deferred to the next race. But if it's a behavioral thing, it still is immediate.
I think you should still be tossed right there on the spot.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. If you do something to get penalized, you should be penalized. Like,
Have you ever heard the story of Tony Uri Jr. at New Hampshire?
I want to say I reheard it last week.
There was a video that popped up on my YouTube this week, and it reminded me of it. But he had gotten suspended, ejected, whatever. Well, they parked an RV in the RV spots at the backstretch of New Hampshire. Yes. And he had a radio, and he was like talking to somebody that was relaying info to him.
Yes. I watched that episode back because, like you said, it popped back up like last week. And I thought the best story and all that was when they were talking about Junior at Darlington. And they're doing like test run or practice runs or whatever. And he goes, I need tires. And Uri Jr. comes over the radio and goes, well, Dale, these are 80-lap tires. You're only 31 laps in. We got to make these things last. And he's like, nope, I need tires. Well, Dale, we can't do that. And he's like, my dad would have been pissed had he come in and got tires. Like, we'd have to explain that tire bill. So he goes, what does Dale do? He comes down pit road and lays the biggest burnout you've ever seen. Like, he just won the race coming down pit road and goes, guess I'm going to get those new tires now.
Tate asked a question. He was out of the room. He was away from his phone. Yeah, we think Justin makes it in on speed.
Yeah, Justin will make it in on speed. I don't think there's any way he doesn't.
No.
That car going to be cheated the fuck up.
And Michael Waltrip jet fuel in that bitch.
You were in the sport when that happened, weren't you?
No.
Was that a couple years before?
That was before. MWR had actually folded by the time I got in.
Do you know any insight to what actually happened there?
All I know is there was jet fuel. There was still residue in the intake, and they pulled the carburetor off and swabbed it or something, and there was still residue of whatever it was in there, so they got busted.
Well, the way jet fuel burns, though, it would honestly make the car run worse.
Not necessarily.
But I thought that was they talked about that, like how jet fuel would not have.
It depends on what you're running. And how much of it
would run it hot.
They had it almost like a nitrous, where they could inject it in there somehow.
Gotcha.
So it was coming in spurts, so it wasn't super hot and kept it running, but it gave it more boost.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If it runs it hot, it's going to be quicker. You're getting more out of the motor when it runs that hot.
Yeah, back then though, they taped off and had those things sealed off so much that shit didn't matter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you tape off the nose and then add that to it, yeah, you're probably gaining a couple tenths.
Yeah, easily.
The biggest news on this release was there's no playoff changes are included in the rules bulletin today. Checked with NASCAR, and that doesn't mean anything either way. I'm told still could happen, still could not happen. So there's something coming out, and I was telling, I believe it was you, Zach, earlier this week. If they're going to make any changes to it, it'll come in their state of the sport announcement in Daytona before the season starts.
Limit the blow up.
What's that?
Limit the blow up.
Limit the blow up? Yeah. There would be rejoice if they would change this format. But that's it for the update part on those
some
rules.
Nasty paint schemes released. Nasty looking paint schemes.
I mean, hang on a second here.
Lots of good
up?
stuff. You got Derek Cope starting a full-time Xfinity team back. I don't know how that's going to go.
You brought up paint schemes. Now I want to see it. Now I want to see him. Sick Kubota scheme this year. They changed it up a little bit because it used to be just a solid black hood, right?
And it used to have more orange down the side.
I like that. I do like the new Bush scheme this year.
Yeah.
Because they kept the front kind of the same, but they added more mountains on the back, and Just looks better.
Need to keep the chrome numbers though.
I agree. Here's the same boring paint schemes that the Penske team always runs.
Yeah, they don't change anything up.
Those schemes are just boring. I mean, there's brand recognition, and then there's just same old shit.
I like that scheme.
That not look like a 2001 Junior Pepsi 400 scheme?
Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't it?
They changed that scheme up a little bit this year. I kind of like it.
That schemes look good.
I like how on the side of the car they left a full outline on the number 3.
Yeah, I did not notice that detail. I did not notice that. They don't have the paint scheme going through it.
Yeah.
I like that. What we got for the 4? Old Noah Gregson.
Oh, there's some good ones in here. This is Noah's
That's a
always
beaut.
got good. Oh, just wait.
That's
Here's
Zeph's
another
a
one.
beaut.
This one.
That's a beaut. Give me vibes of Jeff Burton in the 99 X-Side.
Yep.
I mean, almost to a T.
Or Interstate Batteries, just purple and white instead of green and yellow.
Yeah. God, Noah's got some good schemes this year. I'm assuming Bass Pro's tagging on with them too. That just hadn't happened yet. Here's your same old 5 scheme, except for the Valvoline. I guess the Valvoline's changing a little bit. There's that same one. They need to change this up.
I get it's sentimental and, kind of throwback to Ricky, but God, they could do so much better.
Larson does not need to be running a memorial scheme. He needs to be running his own, it's him every time now, but I'm saying something that he can make his own.
Some good ones here.
RFK comes out with some fucking bangers. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I almost think they should have went with the whole body, the car pink, and then white on the little designs. Consumer Cellular. That's a nice scheme. That's a nice scheme.
Yeah, there it is, dude. The RFK convertible.
I love how they put that on the ad too. The RFK convertible returns for 25. The Rebel one.
Yeah.
Perfect scheme.
Yeah, I like that one.
It uses the space perfectly. Nice design. The HendrickCars.com throwback that Kyle Busch runs every year.
Dude, that is almost the exact same line on the front of that car that's on the front of. Holy.
Have you just now realized that?
Yeah.
It looks the exact fucking same. I can never tell them apart.
Never paid attention.
I like this one, personally.
Plain?
It's plain. It's plainer than you know what, but...
That's why I like it, though. It's plain.
It works. It works. And they didn't do any funky shit with the numbers this year either, which I like.
New Lumar design, like that.
White number. Perfect. I wish it was a white number last year. I like the little changes they did to the Napa car this year. This is no longer white or yellow. It's just an outline of blue, yellow inside with blue. I think that makes sense. Fuck, I don't know. This one's ugly.
Hate it.
That's an ugly car. That's still an ugly car.
That ad doesn't make it any better with the lime green.
But I've never liked green on a race car. I know the superstition behind it, but even then, green on a race car just doesn't look right.
Love it.
Doesn't look right. Here's the same Ryan Blaney schemes. That's new.
No, they've had that one.
Oh, they had this one? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Same Ryan Blaney schemes. I've seen that one before. Although I like I've always liked the light blue outline of the 12 because it reminds me of Ryan Newman.
Yep. Takes me back to the Alltel days.
Even though apparently you said Ryan Newman's an asshole.
Ryan Newman is an asshole.
Tell that story for Zach of Ryan Newman being an asshole.
We were at Bristol and we were watching the modifieds, and he was running a modified, and they had an all drivers autograph session. And I walked up and set a flag down for him to sign for my kids, and he signed it and threw it across the table and turned to his PR girl and was like, "When the fuck is this thing done?"
What a freaking.
I haven't liked
Hey.
him since.
I don't blame you for that.
Yeah.
Just an asshole.
Oh yeah.
At least wait till you walk away or something. Like,
And all the
God.
local guys, like all the like local short track modified guys, were just like, "Wow, what a prick."
A little bit of green on this fifth third car looks nice with the chrome number.
He'll probably flip it.
He'll probably flip it.
See.
Kroger now with RFK, no longer with Recky Spinhouse Jr.
Priest brought some stuff with him.
Good though, good for Priest. Oof.
Yeah, that's a good looking car.
It's nice. It's got like again, I point back to old cars. That old Valvoline 6
Yep.
looks just like it. Build submarines.
Now there's 3 of them.
I hope they all run the same weekend. I hope all 3 run the same weekend. It's the same scheme. Ain't no fucking change on any of them.
Nope.
It's just the same. Same number. Like same colored numbers. Overstock would never. That's a beaut too.
Yeah, I like that they changed that up, put a little more white on the front of it.
Sharp edges.
Kind of reminds me of that Dent Wizard Blaney car, though.
Hey, listen. Looks good with a different number on it.
Yeah, same old Christopher Bell scheme.
Same bell schemes. And Ream, I've always hated Ream for this. They put that big circle emblem on it and then fucking nothing. It's just the rest of the car. But we move the numbers forward to utilize all this space that we're not utilizing.
Fuck that quarter panel.
Like, why even have it on the car? Same Joey Logano schemes. I guess this one changed up a bit. This ain't the same.
No, a little bit different lines coming down the side.
Yippee. I've always thought the Hunt Brothers car was ugly.
Yeah, even when Harvick had it.
Yep, it just never looked good. Liberty, it's pretty much the same scheme every year.
Oh, Willie B. Do like the Valvoline scheme, though.
Am a fan of the Valvoline. The HP's different. The Raptor scheme's always nice.
It's bright.
It looks better on track than it does here. And that looks sick.
Oh, Jeff Gordon, but new.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. But I'm a fan of the yellow numbers with anything Hendrick. I think they should all be yellow numbers, but, you know, who am I? I would say Michael McDowell, but it's no longer Michael McDowell. Little Todd Gilliland, the little pickle machine.
Those are good pickles.
I've never had those pickles.
They're good.
Look at Todd, smiling face, sort of half smile.
I'm kind of looking forward to that team. I think those 3 together, him, Zane, and Noah. I think it'll be a good combo.
I enjoy the picture they release. Is just what's going to be on the hero card this year. Is it not just like a scan of the fucking hero card?
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like to me.
That's probably the ad that's going to go up in Love's truck stops in the bathroom.
Here's the same Riley Herb scheme you've seen for the last 6 years.
There's a little more green on there, though.
It's a painted side skirt, so we're getting somewhere.
Dude, and all the different flavors that Monster has, you can't tell me you can't come up with something better than that.
I know. That looks perfect. The hood doesn't make much sense, but you know a junior motorsports car's got to have the painted side skirts.
On the video of the real car, though, it looked way better than that drawing did.
I just had a video of that.
I like that they used the font.
Now, bear with me. I'm playing it now. I don't know if it'll copyright me for it, so I'm not posting it. It's about time they do this, though.
The colors are a lot brighter and like pop better than they do in that drawing.
They show Sam Mayer in this. It's a combo I never knew I needed.
Chris Stapleton and Dale Jr.
I'll go up and Chris Stapleton tell me how fucking great he is. That'd be one I wouldn't be afraid of saying. We got the. You brought this up earlier, and I fucking hate the number.
That number's hideous, dude.
That is an awful number. Is that awful?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of like Roush vibes to it.
It's also like overly long for no reason.
Yeah. It's just. It looks like a 47.
Put a little dash to the one, make it a 7.
Yeah. Yeah, not a good number.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Moving on.
And it's cold custard. That doesn't make me feel any better anyway.
Yay, ally.
It's different, though. It's different.
It's different. And it's different, but yay.
What up, Doc?
I like that bodyguard car, actually. I've seen it a couple times now, and I'm like, it actually looks nice. Oh, Ryan Priest, some Mohawk Northeast.
I like that. That's a nice looking scheme, though.
That's from your area.
Yep. Connect-a-cut.
I hope they fucking run these all at the same time. At least they did it different here. Blue extends out further.
Always like that car.
Green car I like.
Reminds me of Casey Atwood.
Ah, very good.
Takes me back to the old Casey Atwood Castrol days before Ray Evernham screwed him.
Filled submarines. He doesn't like to talk about that either.
No, he does not.
Not that I can blame him. Where are we at?
This one was announced today.
The PB Blaster?
Yeah.
I've always felt like they use too much red on that. It's just different ways to use red, split up by yellow.
You could put so much more white in there and make that like match the can and look cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't.
How do you think that combo is going to be?
I think McDowell will be fine there, but
I think you're going to see that team do some stuff this year with Rodney over there.
What do you think old Corey LaJoie's thinking, knowing that Chili's on every car but his now?
Should have performed better.
Yeah, should have performed better.
Hocevar, I'm taking a liking to him.
You don't like him.
Nah.
Why don't you like Hocevar?
I've told you before.
I want to know. I want the world to know why you don't like Carson Hocevar.
It's probably going to be fucking wrong, but
it's unedited, uncensored.
Yeah,
Tell it how it is.
Podcast here. We ain't official.
I just think he's like a snot-nosed kid, essentially. That's what I look at him like. I know he's young and he shows talent, but like it's just wrong time, wrong place, always in the middle of everything.
Listen, Heim had it coming.
I forget what race it was, but there was like 2 or 3 accidents with the same 2 cars, and it was all on Hocevar because he's behind him, pushing at the wrong time, pushing into the corner and shit.
He's driving over his head.
Yeah, I guess that's the right way to put it.
He was doing that. He was a little Ross Chastain there for a little bit.
But like that hot time where I had weekends off, I was able to sit down and watch the races. It seemed like every weekend he was in something, and I was just like, I don't like this guy.
He is in a lot of shit.
I understand this with Hocevar, though. He never ran Xfinity. He went right from trucks to Cup, and he filled in for Chase for a Cup race.
Well, isn't that the better route because they're both aero dependent?
They're aero dependent, but you got to think that's got a lot more horse under that hood.
Yeah,
a lot more torque.
Oh, Mike Wallace can't handle it.
Mike Wallace apparently can't fucking handle it. I mean, did they not do the guy a favor? He's 60-something years old. He doesn't need to be running.
No.
I'm not saying you're too old to race, but like you're too old to race. Like
Tell Red Farmer that.
Hey, Red Farmer's still kicking ass.
That's pretty tight.
SVG. I really thought the junior announcement was that he was going to be a part owner of this.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought, especially with all the Trackhouse guys running in that 9 car this year.
Is there any inkling of Red Bull in that car?
I don't think so.
Is Monster still a main sponsor?
Monster technically is still a main sponsor.
You don't ever see him with anything on the car, but he always has that Red Bull water bottle, and he's got like Red Bull shirts and shit on all the time.
It's like Larson with the Prime stuff. Because Prime's not a product. Coca-Cola sponsors a sport.
Mm-hmm.
He'll never be sponsored by it.
Yeah.
But he'll always have like the drink in his hand or whatever. That's kind of how that is. And actually, I was watching back the Homestead Countdown to Green just because I wanted to see if we could see us because I couldn't remember if we saw us or not. And the Prime bottle that Larson has like a bunch of like checkered flags and shit on it. So like it's his own personal. So he's sponsored by them on the back end. It just doesn't show on the car.
You know what I just noticed? Look how big the Trackhouse logo is on the left front.
I don't mind that though.
No, not at all.
That space never gets used for anything anyway.
Most of the teams are putting like a tiny ass logo there, and that's it. I like that.
I like Trackhouse's branding this year. It's got a old NASCAR logo feel to it.
More blue.
Daniel Suarez, the guy, is great. Not so much on the track. I honestly don't understand how they haven't figured out a way to put a better driver in there.
Brandon and I had this conversation this morning. Like literally, I get it's like the diversity in NASCAR and him and Pitbull have a deal or whatever it is with the cool, but the guy hasn't shown me anything like impressive.
Yeah, he's got a couple wins. I mean, hey, great. You know, he won a lot in the Xfinity side and the truck side, but
they hype him up way more. You know, like they make him much bigger than he is.
His fan base is cool as shit, though.
Oh yeah,
Daniel's Amigos, they show up. No, that's actually what it's called.
I know.
Oh, you were like looking at me like I was being rude. You remember they were sitting right next to us at Homestead?
Yeah.
All the red shirts, Daniel's Amigos, but cool, awesome. They cheered for him every lap. He was 4 laps down. They were still cheering their hearts out for him. It's like JJ Yaley in a fucking plate race. Oh, that's all just recently added. And I guess the last thing would be the 2311 updates. I thought I saw something this week or last week that was new.
You know what we said we wanted to do? That you had that website that you can go back on a certain date and look and see what the website was that day.
Oh man, hang on. Let me see if I can pull that up.
We're gonna look up like random news on like J-Ski and stuff.
It's called the Wayback Machine. So you want to go to like NASCAR.com on 1/15. Let's do 2001. That's right. I forgot about all this. We're going to go to 2001 on this. Do January. I don't got anything on the 15th, but I got stuff on the 18th. So let's go to January 18th. It actually gives you the dates of when it has archived for it. Let me remove this and hit present, share. Wayback Machine. All right, so that one's invalid. Let's see what this one brings up. Let's see if this brings up anything. Nope. Can I go back maybe one more year?
Did you see that I missed this news. It's from November. Did you see that JTG is no longer JTG?
Yeah, it's Hayek Motorsports now.
Yeah.
I think that's how you say it.
Hayek.
All right, January 24th, 2002. Looks like it's got some stuff I can pull up. I will say that when you click on stuff like this, it takes a while to load. Jesus. Good God, remember all this? This layout? Jeffrey Bodine has a real shot at making the Daytona 500. He vows that he's ready to tackle a track that nearly took his life in a truck race in 2000. Have you seen that wreck?
Maybe.
That's a wreck. That's big junk.
I just watched a video from the Talladega Museum, and that truck is in that museum.
I don't think that's how you spell it, but is it really?
Mm-hmm. They've got the Ricky Craven Kodiak car that flipped into the fence. They've got Michael Waltrip's Kool-Aid car from Bristol, Harmon's car from Bristol.
Yeah.
He survived. Like that's
He broke his
This one
back.
crawls on the passenger side, right?
No, I don't think he crawled out of it at all. I think they took him out.
Yeah, they cut him out. Well, they pulled him out. There wasn't much to cut.
No, there wasn't anything to cut. The pictures of this crash.
There's a picture. Yeah, his arms sticking straight up out of the roll cage like this. When he was flipping, his arms are straight up in the air.
I'm pulling it up here over on our end.
Jeez.
Yeah. Looked like a fucking Indy car when all was said and done. Look at his arm. I mean, there ain't nothing left of that truck. There is not a piece of sheet metal left. I'm back here, but fuck. I can't believe he survived that, man.
Yet we lost Earnhardt.
Yeah. On a crash that was realistically not like that. What else we got on here? Look at old Marty Smith. Look at young Marty Smith. You want to buy NASCAR Thunder 2002?
Is there an ad for it?
There is. What would happen if they eliminated restrictor plates at Daytona? The race would be more interesting. The race would be more boring. You got to understand, more boring would be when they put the restrictor plates on in 2000. It was just a single file shit show. Like there was nothing that happened. Didn't Dale Jarrett start from the pole and win the race, and he led like fucking?
Well, who was it the year?
Laps?
There was the year the Pepsi 400 went freaking green to checkered, no yellows.
It was probably
John Andretti won in the number 98 RCA car.
That was the entry list. Oh, that was the winner was Jeff Burton. No, that wasn't that one. What was Andretti's?
I think it's Talladega. 97.
$1997 Winston 500 won by John Andretti. He started on the pole. And I've got nothing else to go off of that.
While driving for Cale Yarborough.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mark Martin won. Andretti was on the pole. Mark Martin won. I thought Andretti never won a cup race, but then I think there is that little outlier. The 97 Pepsi 400. You have me looking up Talladega.
Sorry.
You're good.
I knew it was one of them.
1997, Andretti led 113 of what? 160? Yeah, 160 laps.
And I think it went green to checkered. There was no yellows at all.
Race took the schedule 160 complete and a 1 lap. No, there was a 1 lap restart to the finish. Cale Yarborough, Motorsports driver John Andretti, would manage to defend the field in a close finish to take his first career victory. He beat, to fill out the top 3, Hendrick Motorsports driver Terry Labonte and Morgan McClure Motorsports driver Sterling Marlin Honk would finish second and third respectively.
That's Ernie Irvin Honk.
That's Ernie Irvin Honk.
Ernie Irvin, the driver of the Morgan McClure Chevrolet.
Zach, you got anything you want to talk about?
No.
You got any questions for the two of us?
Questions?
Yeah, any questions? Anything that you want to get off your chest? You want to tell your NASCAR story? How this all started? How now you're a fan every Sunday?
Yeah, I guess so. What year was that?
It was the year Cindric won the 500.
21?
22. I think.
Yeah. Anyway,
Can't stand
you
it.
had bought a ticket for me,
I did.
and I didn't have a choice, so I had to make it work with work, which is difficult on weekends since I work in a restaurant. Then we went, and I realized that it's more than circles, which is what I told myself for years. And it's just fun being around motorsport in general. So now I'm kind of hooked as I wear a Noah hat pretty much everywhere I go.
It's my dog.
Phil and Noah, tight.
Hmm?
Phil and Noah are tight.
That's sick. Is he getting sponsored by Zin this year or what?
Reddit needs to be sponsored by fucking Zen.
Blaney's got that. What is it? Black Buffalo.
Yeah, Black Buffalo. I can't do the shit that's not the real shit.
Zones.
Zoned. Oh, God. I've had a zone. Not fun.
The
I haven't tried them.
These are awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Anything that's not Zen is awful. Rogues are okay. I'll give you Rogues. Rogues aren't bad. Roguechino.
Nobody's had 6 mils around for me. So, Rogues
I got
it
the
is.
secret.
Don't you?
The Murphy station. Go to the Murphy station.
That's where I used to go, and they were always out.
The one over there in by the Walmart and NP.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, I'm going to steal your stash, dude.
No, that's okay. That's my emergency stash when I can't find it anywhere else. I know it's there. Well, shit,
Huh.
Phil.
What else we got? Anything good?
Well, other than I'll see you this weekend, that's about it.
I'll be there.
I guess I'm gonna go drink some beer with Tate.
Kind of sad Tate's not coming this weekend. Now who am I going to make fun of?
I told you you
There'll
have
be
Tony
plenty
there.
of people for sure. Plenty of people.
I'll find somebody. Probably AJ.
Yeah, that's kind of my goal, honestly.
Go ahead. I'll have too many in me to even remember you guys making fun of me.
Challenge accepted.
Well,
All right,
shit. All
boys.
right. I'm getting out of here.
We'll come
Y'all
back
have
in a
fun?
couple weeks for a Busch Clash show.
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple weeks for the Clash and
What's that? 2 weeks, right?
February, the first weekend of February, right? I'll tell you right now, if it mixes with the Royal Rumble, I'll be watching the Royal Rumble.
Same. I mean, I'll double TV it.
Hey, that's true. You can double TV it.
Yeah.
All right. We're out of here. Phil, I'll see you this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Later.
See ya.
So, yeah.